life.
Alright, welcome to Creative Grind. So, my artistic side of me, not my musical. So this is it's my alter, Vampire Man. If you'd like to learn more about my condition, there's my book. It's in my website. It's linked below. You can buy prints and t-shirts there. But yes, everybody thinks that this alter is evil. He's not. Part of my condition is that I thought that he was evil, but he's not. So a lot of my alters have roles. That's part of the condition. His role is to be a protector. Starting to go, sorry. Man, just talking about it makes me go. My brain kind of freezes, so sorry about that. Man, I don't even know what I was talking about. I swear I need someone to prompt me. Oh man, where was I at? I think I was a protector. He was a protector. Yeah. So Claire is left-brained. She was the one that wrote that book. I'd disassociate while I was typing, and Claire would take over, and actually there'd be 3 or 4 pages or 5 pages written, and I'd have to go back and reread it. I was like, wow, I don't remember writing any of this. So that's kind of the phenomenon that happens in my brain, and happens with music, it happens with when I draw. So when I've been drawing him, I feel like I'm on that side of the page and looking back out at me, looking at me drawing him. See how it goes down the rabbit hole, and my mind, it's like, yeah, that's why I get really bad headaches and I get floored. I'm just going to continue on with this today. A lot of people ask me the same questions, so while I'm drawing, I'll put the question up and answer them. So the first question people ask me, how long have I been drawing? The answer to that is all my life. My grandfather, when I was 8, taught me how to write with a calligraphy pen. He was a sign writer, and he did his own tattoos as well. He was in the war, Second World War, and yeah, he did something to his back. I think he broke a vertebra in his back, and he was bedridden for, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, maybe 6, I don't know. But he got three needles and wound them up and dipped them in Indian ink and just went jab, 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 jab. Did it that style. He had his whole left arm covered in the old Sailor Jerry ones, mate. And I think he tattooed a fair amount of the people on the ship with the ship's emblem. So, and that's what I've done. I've kind of decided that I've taken up tattooing as well. Just done them for friends and myself. I got asked for the last, my whole adult life that I should become a tattoo artist. But I mean, it's starting to get better now, but back then, when it was really, when the industry was run by bikies, I didn't want to be around that, so I stayed away from it. So my grandfather was a signwriter as well. That was his trade, and he actually taught one of my trade school teachers when they were working together at a signwriting company. So when I went to trade school, I was like, oh, and he was old, the old signwriting teacher. I was like, oh, you're not related to this fella. I was like, yeah, that's my grandfather. And he put two and two together and he goes, no wonder you're so good. Yeah. I've just had it in my blood. But I guess, some people have it and some people don't. That's fine, whatever. If you're left-brained and you like reading and you want to be a researcher, read all your books and study physics and all that stuff, be a mathematician, go for it. Art's an acquired thing, I guess. Now, the other main question is, where do I get my ideas from? Where did I learn to draw this bat? Or where did I learn to draw, where does the concepts come from? So this concept basically just comes out of my head. It's probably the hardest thing to do, I guess, as an artist, is just to see it in your head and get it out onto paper. All my realism stuff, I'd go off a photograph, obviously, and just try and get it as close to the photograph as possible. My psych explained to me that I've got a photographic memory, and it's a gift, not talent, to actually, I guess download this from your brain. Yeah, that's part of my condition. It's part of the disassociation. I dissociate. And I'd go interdimensionally, if you want to call it that, and study and learn and see things in there, and then come back and go, oh, I can draw that, or I can build that, like I did with the drum kit. So I didn't even draw that drum kit. If you've seen episode 1, check it out. I just seen that in my head, and I went, oh yeah, I think I can build that. And oh mate, 6 months later, there it was. I had a drum kit, and my alters helped me with it. So once again, like Sarah, my main alter, she's a 3-year-old girl, she actually helped me build the rack of toms one day. I'd disassociated for like 2 or 3 hours, and kind of half of it was kind of built. I was like, oh, okay, what's that all about? She was helping. So yeah, and then all the markings are from another alter. All the gold leaf designs. So yeah, it's fascinating in one way, the condition, but it's terrible in the manner of which I got it, which was childhood abuse and trophy child syndrome. So trophy child syndrome is where my parents seen me as an extension of their ego and used me like the old man wanted me to be the next best footballer. So if I didn't kick enough goals or perform on the day, I got heavily abused. Yeah, which isn't nice. That's how you disassociate. You're getting abused. You can't run away from a grown man, an alcoholic grown man that was drunk. And yeah, you can't fend off. You can't really defend yourself either. So that's Vampire Man's role. That was, well, it still is his role, and that's why he came into it real early. Him and Sarah. Sarah's my 3-year-old alter, and yeah, things happened there when I was 3. And then you get gaslit. That's the other form of abuse. Never happened. You're crazy. What are you talking about? Rah. that's kind of where my artistic abilities come from. It's that I had to be the best, and I was voted #1 Airbrush artist and signwriter in Australia, and that's through the trophy child syndrome. Had to be the best, man. So I'm just using charcoals here, charcoal pencils, and that's my little rub stick. The biggest thing with something like this, drawing something this complex, is to break it down, like micromanage it. Like just do one tiny little thing at a time, and then you get the bigger picture when you pan out. Alright, thanks for joining. Oh, that's real. Like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment below if you've got any comments about drawing, or my condition, or music, drumming, the way I built that drum kit. If you've seen episode 1, check that one out. Alright, stay cool. Cheers guys, bye.
Create and grind. Welcome to Maddie's mind. Create